2011, if you'd have said to me that Gymshark website would be getting millions and millions of orders, I would have said not a chance. I was just a kid that wanted to be involved in fitness. We weren't building this to be a business, we were building it because we were desperate to be involved in the fitness industry. That was it. So next year, Gymshark is 10 years old, but a lot of you might not know that it was actually in 2011 that the Gymshark website was first created, meaning in a few months' time, the Gymshark website will be 10 years old. So we thought it'd be really cool to jump on Wayback Machine, which for those of you that don't know, is a way of looking back at old archive websites throughout the years and look at the evolution of the Gymshark website over the last 10 years. The reason behind the Gymshark website was I just wanted a website that would transact. I'd never had a website that would sell things and I wanted this to be the first one to do so. Fortunately, just Googling around, found Shopify and used it to build the first Gymshark website. And here it is. So back in 2011, we only operated under one URL, which was gymshark.co.uk. So the first Gymshark website, like I said, it was built on Shopify. There was actually a version before this that was a lot more basic. At this point, there was clothes and stuff on. At the very beginning, it was only supplements. As you can see here, you've got Muscle Tech, which at the time was like a brand new supplement. I think they were just launching it that week. Every single supplement was drop shipped. And it was because at the time, I was working at Pizza Hut. I think I was on about £4.90 an hour. Basically, I couldn't afford to buy stock to put onto the website. So we loaded up the website with, and a lot of the images are missing because Wayback hasn't archived them. We loaded up all these different supplements. And if someone would then order one of the supplements, someone else would then ship it out and we would make a very small margin on it. As you can see, the website was on gymshark.co.uk. We had this sort of little tagline here, the results start here, because it was all around supplements and nutrition at the time. It's actually a really good website. It's very basic, but ultimately when you think about the purpose of it, this website existed to transact and just to help involve, I guess, all of us in the fitness world, which we were desperate to be a part of when we were teenagers. You can see here, Royal Mail, free first class shipping, or orders placed before 4 PM are dispatched the same day. That is because at 4 PM I would go to the post office. I would always do the Royal Mail run to the post office just over the road from my mum and dad's house. And we'd just basically make sure that we get any orders out the door on the same day. And that was more on the clothing side. So the clothing side would have been physically shipped and the supplement line would have been ordered online. So this was, here we go, you can see here, Gymshark have teamed up, and we've got the capital S for Shark, which just really upsets me. Gymshark have teamed up with Spreadshirt to offer you discounted prices. What this basically is we didn't know that people would buy product with Gymshark logo on. We couldn't afford at that point the screen printers and the sewing machines and all that sort of stuff. So if any of you have used Spreadshirt, it's basically an online tool where you can put your own designs onto the t-shirts and then you can ship them out to anywhere. So that didn't really last long, to be honest, but that was a really cool way and a cost-effective way of us essentially getting Gymshark product made. Going back to this original website, it's actually quite interesting because I went back to have a look at some of the first orders. So obviously the first order is from me. And it's just weird to look back at this. Again, the website was built in September. This first order went through on the 11th of September at 4:58. It will be 10 years ago this year that the first order ever went through, and that was to me. Now the website had been up for a while at this point, by the way. It was actually the 14th of September that the first ever order went through, and it is for a USN hyperbolic mass, 6 kilos, so about £2 of that was profit. That was on the 14th of September. So it's just nuts to be able to see this. And then you can see Ben Francis fulfilled the item and Ben sent the shipping confirmation out as well. So even now, just looking at the orders flying through, like orders come in by the second. So to go from having no orders for months and weeks at times, to be able to literally see orders flying in by the second now is just absolutely crazy. 2011, if you'd have said to me that Gymshark website would be getting millions and millions of orders, I would have said not a chance. Because again, it wasn't like we weren't building this to be a business. We were building it because we were desperate to be involved in the fitness industry. That was it. Like, I was obsessed by lifting. I was obsessed by going to Body Power every year. I just wanted to be involved. So I do have to pinch myself now to be able to be in this position, given that I was just a kid that wanted to be involved in fitness. Wayback Machine's only showing the odd sort of website here and there, but this is a really, really cool one. So as you can see, this is before the 2013 Body Power. This is the first Body Power that we did. This was the event, the expo that completely changed the game for Gymshark, and these were our heroes at the time, right? So we were blown away when we asked them if they would like to come to the UK and visit this expo, and they did. So as you can see at this point, supplements are off the website, so we are just doing our own Gymshark clothing here. At this point, I'd say January 2013 is the first point when you're really starting to see Gymshark materialize into a similar sort of business or brand that you see today. And this is where we were really forming the way that we work, our culture, all these different things were just starting to form and incubate at this point. But yeah, you can really start to see the website coming into its own here. So we've got like the Gymshark fitness hoodie. Now this is interesting. So a lot of this product imagery was really difficult for us to do. It was like, some of it was us sort of laying things on the ground and photoshopping around the outside. Some of it was just stock imagery we found online. But because we had so many stringers in so many different colors, we ordered in blanks, right? So we had white stringers, black stringers, green stringers, yellow, blue. And because we were screen printing on every single custom one, rather than ordering, so as you've got here, you've got a green fitness stringer. Rather than having a green fitness stringer, we had blank green fitness stringers, which meant that as the orders came in, we could print whatever logo made sense or whatever logo was on the order onto the product, which helped us massively in terms of our stock because it gave us huge flexibility, right? Now also, because our product imagery just wasn't very good at the time, these, I basically asked someone, sent them a picture of the stringer and asked them to make an Illustrator version of that stringer. Rather than having to physically make each product, take a picture of it, I could literally jump on Illustrator, click on the stringer, change it to the color green, drag over a new logo, and then just stick it on the website and sell without ever actually making the product. And then when the order came in, then build the screen and then actually print and make the product. So it's weird to look back at it. I mean, this one, for example, the Gymshark Loudmouth, yeah, it was a design that we made back in the day. I've still got the screen back at home, actually. I still keep that. So this is the fitness screen, which we keep in the office at all times. This is like the holy grail, one of the original screens. So I think there's 7 of these. So yeah, this is what we would use to screen print the product. This is the last Shopify website that we ran before we actually took the leap onto a different provider for a short while. This photo shoot was done immediately after the Body Power Expo. As this carousel comes through as well in a moment, you'll see we're starting to transition and shift slightly from the Illustrator images, the vectors with the logos put on top, to actually ordering product in. So this is the Lux tank, and this was one of the first products that we actually had made externally. So that was great for us, right? Because if someone ordered one, that means all you have to do is stick it in a package and it was done. That was revolutionary for us back in the day. It's really cool just to see the website really starting to become more professional. We had live chat as well, which we ran quite early, but I think we had to take down for a while and then it came back here. But it's looking great, and I think this is what Shopify do really well. 20 years ago, it would have taken a large team to build even a website like this, but we could run this with a small handful of people fairly comfortably and focus all of our time on the brand, the community, and the product. So we're in 2014 now. At this point, we've left Shopify and we are working on a completely different system, albeit we ended up going back. The website actually looked great. Now, we actually thought really carefully about the design, and you can start to see that the more angular sort of design is coming in. As you can see here, we are starting to use this new logo, which we use obviously a lot more of today. So we've got a lot more real imagery. We've actually, got commissioned photo shoots here. We've got women's product as well as men's product, privacy policies, T's and C's, all of these sorts of things, shipping information, Gymshark sponsorship information, because at the time, after the events that we'd done around the world, it was becoming a huge, huge thing to become a Gymshark athlete. Here you go. We actually had a section of the website for exhibitions. Look at that. Yeah, so all of these images were taken. So this is Ash Grant and Dan Blackwell. These guys are probably sort of unsung heroes in the story of Gymshark. They came and they helped out at the first Body Power. They were sort of Gymshark athletes and models. As you can see, at this point, we're like a fully functioning business. We've got all of these different stringers and designs. All of these would have been made in different factories around the world rather than being printed by us, which allowed us to focus on other things. At this point, we had a team that we were building, we were traveling around the world, and we were just spending all of our time just trying to further the brand and the community as best we possibly could. Here we go. Lux t-shirts. Yeah, the website is like legit at this point. It's really cool to see. See, at this point we were selling women's wear, but I don't think it was particularly great. It was actually not long after this that I think we designed and built the first flex legging, which really helped kick off the women's range. So again, website is advancing here. We're now really starting to incorporate the Gymshark athletes into the website, and it's just starting to look again more and more like a larger brand. So this is a really cool design. So again, the brand is just developing. All the text is one color, which is good to see, albeit the shark head is a different color. And again, even though we're shifting into the new logo, we're still sticking to our bodybuilding roots. At this point, as we come into 2016, the Gymshark.com website is really starting to come into its own. But it's starting to look a lot closer to the Gymshark website that you see today. As we come into 2017, 2018, this is when we would have been really building out the tech department, the web department, and a lot of the development in the last sort of year or two that previously was external developers. Now at this point, as you come into 2018, we're going to start to transition that into in-house, which is why you'll start to see changes and shifts to the website come a lot more regular, albeit we're still sitting on the Shopify platform. But by this point, we've developed, our fonts, our logos, the look and feel of the brand, the clean aesthetic, the link into the community. It's weird seeing all this, seeing how the product's changed and developed over time. As you're coming in 2019, in the last sort of 18 months, it's looking a lot more professional. Listen, there's a lot that we need to do to improve the website, particularly on the back end in terms of our stock management and so on, and sales periods and everything. We understand that and we are working on it. Just sat here today going through Wayback Machine and looking at how the Gymshark website has developed over the last 8, 9, 10 years. I'm super proud of where it's come from. If you want to check this out, by the way, just go on Wayback Machine and you can see the development yourself. And I'm interested to know if any of you guys recognize these websites. It was the first Gymshark website that you'd seen, then drop me a comment down below. Let me know which was the first website that you saw. To be honest, a lot of these I'd almost forgotten about just because there's been so many iterations and changes over time. I think people underestimate just how important the website is to show off the Gymshark brand to so many people that are experiencing it for the first time. And ultimately, it is our most iterative product. It is the product that was built in 2011, and we have just worked on it and worked on it and worked on it ever since.